Mm. Well, we back once again. Your boy, Deshaun, the mud truth. Right, hard. Anyway, another day on Black Talk. Uh, Shalom, my brothers and sisters. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah. Uh, what it is, what it was, what it shall be. This is actually a beautiful day, guys. Especially for those of us whose families was placed into transatlantic slavery back in the day. Yeah, me myself am one of them. That'll hit you. Anyway, let me get to what I was initially getting on here for. First, I have to read you something, and to let you know where we are spiritually with this whole thing, right? So let me read this first. It says, and this is Revelations, uh, chapter. Oh well, let me get the correct chapter 1 of Revelations, verse 6. I mean, yeah. Verse 6. And it says, I saw, I saw that the Lamb opened one of the seven seals, and I heard one of the one of the four living creatures saying, as with a voice of thunder, "Come see." Then a white horse appeared, and he who sat on it had a bow. A crown was given to him, and he came out conquering and to conquer. When he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, "Come." Another came, a red horse. To him he sat on it was given to take peace from the earth. Hmm. The guy who it was given to, this horse they talking about, this second guy, right? And it says, here we go. Let's do this again. To him who sat on it was given the power to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. That's Trump. That is Trump. So that's what we're going through right now, killing one another and all this other crazy stuff that he's polluting the world with. Anyway, when he opened the third seal, now this is where we're at right now in our day and time. When he opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come and see." And behold, a black horse, and he who sat on it had a balance. Balancing being, like the scales, scales of justice. You see it when you walk in the courthouse. Most courthouse they usually either have a picture or a lady with blindfold, and she has two scales in her hands, right? And it's the balance of the justice thingy. You get it right. Anyway, and behold, a black horse, and he who sat on it had a balance in his hand. I heard a voice in the middle of the four living creatures. A oh, we're not gonna go down that because number four is just, I mean, number four is coming. Matter of fact, number four is happening as we speak. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we get through with this one here, right, which is the justice, and this is what I mean by the justice. For 400 years, the transatlantic slavery thing, you know what I'm saying? We never got justice for that. All them people who died in the sea coming over this way, we never got justice for them. We're still going to have equal rights in this country right now. We never got justice for that. You know what I'm saying? In other countries, people still don't have basic human rights. They still haven't got justice for that. You know what I'm saying? And you're still trying to go over there and to Africa and steal and pollute and all these other different things. You know what I'm saying? You're still doing the same exact thing today in certain countries, right? That you did back then. You know, you have a lot of different characters, right, that played a major part in this, like the Catholic Church, what I'm saying, back in the day. They played a major, major part, what I'm saying. Europe, France, Belgium, all these different places played major parts in the transatlantic slavery. The United States played one heck of a part in the transatlantic slavery. Well, let me just tell you what they did today, and we'll get it from that. UN came out with a resolution. The resolution states that transatlantic state slavery trade back in the day is most, the greatest, the biggest crime ever committed on this earth against humanity. Yeah, not the Holocaust. No, for them Jews over there that's killing everybody. No, not that. But transatlantic slavery, which it should have been at first. The whole world has acknowledged it. Russia, China, all the biggies. Every country in Africa acknowledged it. You know what I'm saying? And here's the weird thing. The people who played the major parts, right? The people who played the major parts, who benefited the most from the transatlantic slavery, right, are the same individuals who either stayed silent, right, or voted against, a nay, gave the vote a nay, right? Good thing this thing passed without him. You feel me? And this is God doing the balancing now. You know what I'm saying? He's balancing. He's balancing the scales right now. You feel me? Because what they didn't say on this transatlantic slavery thing is this right here, right? Is that Jews, not Jews, but Hebrews were taken, right? Like the tribe of Judah, which I'm part of, right? Right here in America. You feel me? Uh, I mean, that's one of the number one things that they was doing, you know. One thing they knew back then that we know now today is that religion, politics and religion rule people, right? They had to control our religion, you know. So they took it from us. Yeah, they took it from us. That's why you have white Jews over there now. Don't know how that happened. See, they ain't talking about that. And then you talk about the people that they're bombing, Palestinians. Well, hell, they played a part in the trade slave too. It's a lot of different countries that played big, big parts in the slave trade, but the major majority of them being European. And I'll tell you this, it was the vote won by 123 and 52 nations stayed silent. They just didn't give a vote one way or the other. And 3 said no. The 3 were U.S., Israel, and Argentina. I'll give you a fun fact about Argentina and Israel. Uh, uh, both of the people who run these 2 different places, these 2 different nations, are brothers. Netanyahu and the president of Argentina are brothers, blood brothers. Yeah. Another cool fact about Argentina is that during World War II, when they were losing and stuff like that, a lot of those guys went to Argentina to escape prosecution and stuff like that. So, yeah, we talking about white on white on white. But my thing is this right here. Why would Israel, what I'm saying, those white Jews over there, say no? They were part of it too. Matter of fact, they hunted and put us on ships the whole nine too. Yeah, those particular Jews. Yeah, Ashkenazis. They're not really Jews. They're just Ashkenazis. They claim to be Jews. What they did was they enslaved us. They helped enslave us, and then stole our religion, a part of it, and tried to claim that they were us. That's what's going on. You feel me? That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Doing all this whole thing about this resolution stuff. And the resolution is A/80/L48, right? Doing this whole resolution thing. They didn't really get to the nitty gritty of it, right? The real nitty gritty of it. Slavery was a hell of a thing in itself. You know what I'm saying? The atrocities and different things that was committed then are just mind blowing. You know, and then the systematic racism in behind all of it for all these many years, for over 400 years. You know what I'm saying? The systematic racism and the systematic just degradation and trying to destroy your people. And then when it comes time for you to redeem yourself and say, okay, let's get this out of the way. Let's let's right our wrongs, so to speak. Let's balance the scales. You choose to say, and this is what the United States said, right? Well, slavery wasn't against the law back then. That was their excuse for not saying yes to this resolution. They said slavery wasn't against the law. So therefore, they were right in doing so. You committed a crime against other human beings. This country has committed crimes against other human beings, right? And the best thing you can say is that it wasn't a crime then. It was an atrocity then. It was a crime against humanity then and now. Where's your moral fibers? So you say, well, we didn't have morals back then. We didn't care about life like we do now. No, you don't care about life now. You're doing the same thing you did back then. Oh, man. This country just told us. I mean, the Black Caucus went to this guy, and the NAACP also lobbied for this resolution. A lot of blacks in this country lobbied for this, right? And this guy, white guy, goes up there and votes no on the resolution, stating that it wasn't against the law back then when we was enslaving motherfuckers. My God. My God. My God. And Israel, well, yeah, Israel said it a long time ago. He said the number one thing the only thing that they're scared of is young black Americans. So I would think that whatever psyche that brought that quote out of Netanyahu is the same thing that made them vote no. You know, that and they literally living a lie, you know, perpetuating a lie. Let me tell you something. Judah was black before they named him Israel. And he was black after they named him Israel. He was never at any time on the planet Earth white. And even if he was, right, he definitely wasn't born in Europe. He didn't come out of Europe. Matter of fact, he didn't have a European bone in him. And he definitely was not a Nazcanowski. And he certainly wouldn't worship Baal like you Jews do. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't eat kids. He wouldn't eat blacks. None of that. None of that is part of being a Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? None of that is part of being a Hebrew Israelite. We don't eat kids. We don't sacrifice other human beings on this planet. We don't do them things. You know, we're here to create. And all I've seen you do is destroy. Anyway, the UN resolution says that the transatlantic slavery was the greatest crime ever committed against humanity. And now the 123 states have to talk about what type of reparations they will be giving people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that where exactly that makes us stand here in the United States as far as reparations and stuff like that is concerned. Matter of fact, because we voted no, we probably won't be getting shit. You know. But that also, that tells me a whole lot about where and how far this country has come, and how far and how deep and entrenched in racism we truly are. When you have all these different blacks organizations telling you to go out there and tell them that we are for this resolution, and you still in yourself say, well, can't do it. Or you get a call from probably Israel, because this president isn't in charge of his own faculties. He can't even shit without, somebody helping him do that. So, I mean, in Congress, they've been bought and paid for by Israel. So I knew they wasn't going to even get in there. Not even a congressman came to even do anything about this. Come on. This country still thinks of blacks as a tool to be used as cattle. We are cattle. Check your penitentiaries. You know what I'm saying? Check your hood, your projects, and all those different things. It's ugly, man. It's really ugly out here. Anyway, it just really makes me feel real. That just throws me, man. That my country, my own country, has no value for who we are as people. They don't value. United States does not value black people. We are tools to be used, period. We're part of a system over here. This is an organization. I don't even call it a country anymore. This place here, uh, we have become the real scale. See, when they talk about the scales too, right? They talk about the lies, the throwing back of the lies. All will be revealed. People are awakening now. You know, here's the weird thing. They didn't slavery didn't happen. Matter of fact, they admitted slavery happened, but the only reason they can't vote for this thing, yes, is because it wasn't against the law back then, right? Well, here's what you did. You admitted that you were wrong. It just wasn't against the law. So therefore, you shouldn't have to give up reparations or anything else, or admit you're wrong, for that matter. But you did by saying that it wasn't against the law. That gave you validation for what you did. Wrong. When you did that on the national stage, on an intercontinental stage, for real, the UN, right? You admitted to being part and parcel of the transatlantic slavery. You admitted to it. Yeah, you admitted to it. Even though you didn't want to. If you could have told them it wasn't us, you'd have said that shit. But everybody know the greater majority of all these niggas got over here. Anyway, I just thought I'd put you up on game right now. You know what I'm saying? And let you know what's going on. These people really don't care about us. Right? Not here in America, man. they we don't give a damn. So what? And you niggas better not say nothing. And you gonna go to war and get on that front line, and we still ain't gonna treat you like normal human beings over here. Cause we all old white men and we still trying to get back to where we owned you niggers. Yes, we all. Yeah. Try to make America great again. That part. Anyway, this your boy. Just giving it to you like it's supposed to be given. Hoping you understand. Anyway, I'm out of here.